Imagine going to prison for fixing your own truck. That's something that automakers are pushing politicians, and they want to outlaw independent mechanics and you being able to work on your own truck. Yesterday, CEO Ford met with President Trump to complain that automakers are losing money because independent mechanics are working on cars. They want to make it a law where people can no longer fix their own cars. It's an American pastime. Dads work with their kids. They did oil changes, they change their brakes, they change their tires. How many of you worked on your cars with your parents, right? I know I did. That's how I learned about cars. And now they were trying to ban that. They're trying to do away with independent mechanics because they want to charge you $200-300 an hour labor. But the independent mechanic, that's your friend, he can go in and do a lot of your jobs for substantially cheaper. It's all about fleecing Americans. John Deere tried that and see how that worked out, right? That's every day we cross the thing where Big Brother keeps getting bigger and bigger. You want to lock up people for every little thing. This is my fucking car. I own it. I can work on it if I want to. If I want to go sit there and take this fucking grill off myself and fix it myself, I should be able to do so. If I want to do a transmission job and I know how to do so, I should be allowed to. Now we want to basically do everything where big corporations control everything. If Congress passes this, this is one of the worst things ever. Do you know how many mechanics were going to go out of business? Do you know how many parts stores are going to go out of business? And their argument is this, because hackers will hack into these computers. Well, let me tell you something. Get rid of all this electronics, because ever since you guys put electronics in all these cars, they're acting up. They're not doing it. I don't want cameras telling me that I can enter and exit my vehicle. I don't want cameras telling me that I need 2 hands on my steering wheel when I already have 2 hands on my steering wheel. I don't need my car watching me and slowing down because I slouch down in my seat and it thinks that I'm falling asleep. No, I just slouch down to get comfortable. I'm urging Congress and I'm urging President Trump, take this fucking proposed law and throw it in the fucking garbage. This is not what Americans want. This is not America. At that point, what's the difference between us and China and Russia? It's a fucking fantasy. It's a fairy tale. We're not a free country. We lost our rights ages ago.
Well, damn, Donald Trump just let the cat out of the bag with that one. He was at a meeting today, the one where he was falling asleep. And he said the auto industry doesn't want you fixing your own car anymore. He was like, yeah, I don't understand. Like, they don't want us fixing our own cars.
They want a bill that prohibits people from fixing. So if you're mechanically inclined, it's great. We had the auto industry in yesterday. They don't want people to fix their car. I said, that's strange. I never heard of that. They have a thing nobody's allowed to fix their car. They gave a man 7 years in jail, actually, because he fixed his own car. So I thought we'd do something about that.
We're going to have to do something about that. It's called the Repair Act, and it's in Congress. It was introduced in 2025, and there is something like the right to repair is the opposition to the Repair Act, which is lobbied, obviously, by the auto industry because they want to gatekeep you fixing your own car. So, yeah, that's not going to happen in America. This is the land of the fucking free, the last time I checked. And this is our 250th anniversary of being rebellious fucks. So I think it's time that we just stop letting these people lobby and try to make life harder for us. Because it shouldn't have to cost $5,000 to fix your steering, which mine is currently not in. It's like my power steering went out. I went to go put power steering in it. There's no power steering fluid thing. There's nothing there. Why would you build a car that you don't have to put a power steering in? It's electronic. I'm not paying $5,000 to fix the power steering. Guess what's happening? These guns right here, these are getting really strong because I'm moving that bitch around with no power steering. Yeah, like the olden times.
Everyone's talking about right to repair, and Illinois is banning old cars, but nobody's connecting the dots. So let me do it for you. A few days ago, I showed you the TCU telematics control unit inside your car. That's recording your driving data and selling it to insurance companies. GM just got hit with a federal lawsuit for it. That video had over 300,000 views. But here's what's happened since. Ford filed patent to read your lips, scan your iris, monitor your heart rate, and run your face through a criminal database inside your own truck. It's not a conspiracy theory. That's a published patent from Ford Global Technologies. At the same time, automakers are lobbying Congress to make sure you never access your car's electronics. The Repair Act was supposed to give you the right to your own vehicle data. They gutted it in a committee, stripped the telematics provision completely. And now Illinois just passed HB 4948. 2 speeding tickets in a year, you're forced to install a speeding tracking, for $30 a month. And you have to have that for 3 years. And if your car is older than 1996, guess what? It doesn't have the port. You can't comply, your license is suspended, and you're fucking done. The patent, the surveillance, they lock you out of your electronics so you can't disable it. They sell your data to insurance companies. They make it illegal to drive anything they can't monitor, and then they kill the classic car market in the process. It was never about safety. It was never about emissions. It's about control and revenue. And if you drive a 57 Chevy or 69 Mustang or anything built before computers, they want you off the road. Share this before they bury it.
Imagine going to prison for fixing your own vehicle. Automakers are pushing politicians to get this law passed by 2027. The CEO of Ford met with President Trump over the weekend to discuss this new law and to see how they can go about getting this passed. Could you imagine going to jail or prison for fixing the timing chain, the transmission, changing the oil on your own vehicle? The CEO of Ford said they're losing so much money right now to independent mechanics and individual mechanics, the regular you and me, who want to do our own repairs to save $200 or $300 per hour. The CEOs of these large corporate car makers are now saying that they're not making enough jingle jangle, because at the end of the day, that's all they fucking care about. And they're trying to get this law passed to where you are unable to touch or fix your own fucking vehicle. I'm telling you, the next 5 years are going to be super scary. And I think people are going to wind up in jail for the most idiotic shit ever. Jail and prison is for people that commit crimes, criminals, people that need to be off the street. They should not be out in the public. They're a danger to society. Could you imagine, it used to be a pastime where you could go work on your vehicle with your dad in the garage, go spend a weekend, go spend a Saturday and learn. And now they're trying to completely take away your rights, my rights, and put you in prison for something as stupid as fixing your own vehicle. On top of that, they're trying to make it extremely difficult for you to save money in every way, shape, or form, from the data centers to our electric and water bills that are going to damn near increase by 60% over the course of the next few months. This is getting out of control, out of fucking control. And every day I wake up, I feel like I hear something new.
So we got a huge problem on our hands. I didn't know that the mechanic industry was beefing with the independent mechanics. They're trying to make a way that if you work on your own car, you can go to jail, which don't make no sense. Because if you pay for your car, you should have a right to work on it or have anybody work on it. And the reason why they're starting to feel like this is because they're starting to feel like people just don't want to go to the dealership no more and pay triple the price to get their car repaired. But in reality, can you blame them? A lot of people had bad experiences when it came to going to the dealer. And then let's just be honest. You spending all that money going to the dealership, but in reality, your car is not even fixed for real. They'll say there's something wrong with your car. You go get it fixed, and then all of a sudden, there's something else wrong with your car. When you call them back, after they just charge you thousands of dollars. So just because you're going to a dealership, going to a mechanic there, and they charge you triple price, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting your car fixed the right way. And let me know, have you experienced this too? Because I experienced this a while back. I was taking my car to all types of dealerships. And that's why I had a change of heart when I started taking my car to the dealerships. I was spending money. I probably done spent over $10,000 in repairs. And then when it all came down to it, when something went wrong, they didn't want to refund me my money. And I really didn't like that. So I tip my hat off to the people that's not going to the dealer no more. Because in reality, if you can get your car fixed cheaper, get it fixed cheaper. If you got a good mechanic, hold on to that good mechanic. Because a good mechanic is hard to find. They're hard to come by. And just because you take your car to the dealer, that don't mean they're going to necessarily fix the job right. I had to learn that the hard way. And then the reason to wanting to lock independent mechanics up is because they're starting to stress that they're not making no money no more. People not going to get their car repaired no more for the highest price. And imagine how much getting your car repaired at the dealer would be right now in this inflation. You know how much that's going to be? And that's where a lot of people don't know what's going on at the dealerships, because that's how they make their money. People are not buying cars like that no more. So they like to charge you on the back end when you need your car fixed. That's why it costs you $1,200 just to get your brakes fixed. Just the front, not even the back. So I don't blame the customers in this case. And they ain't gonna never pass nothing like that. Because if they pass something like that saying you can go to jail for fixing on your car, this country in more trouble than I thought. But let me know how y'all feel about that topic. Leave it in the comments. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.